So the whole story is an important part of what has happened in our world over the last 50 years. And you are young, I am 80, so I have seen the whole process of the Middle East.
What led me to break my silence,
Yeah.
or what led me to be an activist? Obviously, it's my army service. Because in Israel, it's mandatory army service, right?
Yes.
3 years for men, 2 years for women. But I grew up in a family, a left-wing liberal family, a Labour Party family.
Like me, yeah?
But it was very obvious in my upbringing that the best thing you can do after high school is to join to the most combat unit that you can be in, because protecting Israel is being a patriot, is being a good citizen.
Yeah.
After the Second Intifada, I joined the IDF, and I served in a reconnaissance unit of the Nadav Brigade in a sniper's team. In the very first operation that they sent us to do, that for me, that was the slap in the face.
Yeah.
Because we were sent to do it's called a straw widow. It's a code name in the IDF for a military ambush or a sniper's ambush from inside the Palestinian home. So we're using Palestinians, innocent Palestinian family.
Who don't know what's happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We come in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
knock on the door, or break the door down, wake everybody up at gunpoint, drag them from their beds,
Yeah.
take their cell phones away from them.
Yeah.
If you need, you blindfold and cuff them. And then you take one of the rooms of the house with the big windows that you need, and you put our sniping rifles over there and start to scan the city for the target that we are looking, or just, as a mundane mission.
Just to scare people also.
Yeah, I'm supposed to defend Israel,
Yeah.
right? I'm supposed to defend my family.
Yeah.
I just ruined the life of an innocent Palestinian family for what?
Yeah.
There wasn't any information about bad people with guns.
No, it was not like,
It
not somebody who had really done something.
Really?
It was just
Exactly.
a family. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you see, kids peeing in their pants because they're afraid, because I'm the
Because
soldier.
you are there, yeah. So, and then you broke the silence.
But it took me a long period of time.
Mhm.
After I finished my army service and I stopped thinking as a soldier and I started thinking as a civilian, I said, no.
Yeah.
I believe in democracy.
Yeah.
They don't have a democracy.
Yeah.
I took the rights away from
Yeah.
them.
Mm.
I'm not the
What is-
UN.
yeah.
I'm not here to decide who gets independence or not. And then, even after that, it took me 2 years after I finished my
Yeah.
army service to join Breaking the Silence, because I was afraid.
Yeah.
I was afraid that what I will do would impact my teammates from the army or my
Or
family.
even that, yeah, and your family, of course.
Yeah, because I knew that was the right thing to do, but being considered left wing in Israel or human rights in Israel, it's like a curse word.
This is what worries me so much, that I have seen the change over the decades. The Social Democrats had a much bigger role in Israel if you go 30 years, 25 years, 20 years back, and also, democratic liberal viewpoints. And it was possible to support civil society and political forces inside Israel to try to promote peace between Israel and Palestine. So that has happened over the time, and it is really scary when you look at it from the outside. I met a young Israeli about 4 or 5 years ago, and it really shocked me. A young man had grown up in Tel Aviv. He's probably your age now. So this is 5 years ago. And he was not politically engaged in any way. He was doing business with the properties, and he had studied at the Tel Aviv University. And then I asked him, how do you see the situation in Israel now? What is really happening, and how is your view about the discussion around the solution to peace between Palestine? He was completely dumbfounded. He didn't understand what I asked him about. And I realized this young man who grew up in Tel Aviv, he had no clue. He had no knowledge. So he was kind of in an isolated world where any talk about Ramallah or any place outside of Israel proper was to him not relevant. And I realized, I then later I spoke with other people. They told me many Israelis are like that. They have cut off everything except their own daily lives within security. We all believed in the outside world that a solution could be found.
Yes, I think that what happened in Oslo,
Yeah.
right, the Oslo Accords,
Yes.
was amazing for Palestinians and Israelis,
Yes.
and was amazing for the soldiers on the ground, because when I speak with my cousins, the soldiers over there, they said, okay, this is what we wanted.
Yeah.
We did this checkpoint so it would end someday. And Oslo was the hope in the end of the tunnel, right? It was the light of the end of the tunnel. And it's crazy because when I look at those agreements, right, and in every tour I explain to Israelis what is the Oslo Accords.
Yeah.
Right? And Israel is just like the one that you met. Are surprised that this is the Oslo Accords. In their head, it's something like devil-like, right? Something bad that harm Israelis because they don't know what it is. And I tell them, go to the Knesset website, to our parliament's website, and you can read it in Hebrew, what it is. And by the way, when I take Israelis behind the Green Line to Hebron or the south of Israel, and they see the occupation for the first time in their life, because it's
they get shocked because they don't know.
It's not in the media. It's not in our. I used to be a history teacher in high school in Israel. It's not in our textbooks.
No.
We teach our kids, the heroic fights of the Yom Kippur War in '73 or things like that, but we don't teach them about what is a checkpoint or a house raid in the middle of the night. And then they come with me to see checkpoints, settlers, divided roads, sterile areas, like the IDF calls it, and they understand what is the occupation. And you see how their eyes open because they don't see it. Nobody wants to talk about it.
No, this is it.
Nobody wants to engage it because you will perceived as a traitor, as a lefty. We have more soldiers. We have more settler violence, right? More Palestinians are losing their land. There is a bigger division between the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. And Israelis don't even aware because they are now talking about permanent occupation. Or annexation, actually. Right? Benjamin Netanyahu was talking about annexing the Jordan Valley. Which is crazy because it's annexing the land and not the people. And then it would create a regime that you have two different sets of laws to the same kind of people in the same place, right?
So, what can other people do to help?
So I think first of all to talk about it. Right? To talk about the situation because there are very bad things that are happening around the world right now. Right? Syria, the Kurds, the refugee crisis. We have a lot of things. But the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and the Israeli occupation inside that conflict is still alive. And it becomes
deeper. Isn't talked enough about.
Exactly.
So I've always chosen to remain optimistic because optimism is something that drives you forward. If you lean back and give up and become a pessimist, then you don't have the energy and the possibilities to try to make a difference. So even when I see a lot of troublesome things around the world, I still believe we can overcome.